Yes, guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel for 6 things that we learned from Chelsea 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0. And you guys know it, this is the one I want to win the most. So if you are here, smack a like on this video and subscribe to GBFC because this is always a monumental day when Chelsea beat Tottenham, which, by the way, we've beaten them twice now, again. This season is what we do. Enzo Maresca's Chelsea today, we showed up. It wasn't perfect. We're going to go through all of the player performances. We're going to go through the boxes. And as well as that, if you want to see more from me, More GBFC, my second channel, the official More GBFC channel, link is in the description. Wow. 12 minutes of added time at the end of the game. I wonder why that was, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I'll tell you why it was. It's because we had countless times today where Chelsea have been robbed by the video assistant referee. It was a bit of a disgrace, to be quite honest. But let's start from the very beginning, shall we? And if we bring up this graphic right here, you can see the beautiful scoreline. Chelsea start pretty well. We're in control of the game. Spurs basically just waiting for any little window of opportunity that they can. This was the Chelsea starting 11. Rob Sanchez in goal. Cucurella, Colwill, Chalobah, Gusto, Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo. Sancho, he wasn't very good today, not going to lie to you. Cole Palmer back in the team. Nicholas Jackson back. And Pedro Neto. Chelsea started the game very well. We're on the front foot for about the first 5 minutes or so. I'm like, blimey. This does look like the Chelsea team that have had a couple of weeks off. We have put to bed that dreadful night at the Emirates where we didn't play very well. We were poor and we're up for it. London derby, Stamford Bridge, the crowd were there tonight. I want to say a massive shout out. If you were at the ground, credit to you because Stamford Bridge sounded like a home ground again tonight. We were the ones making the noise. I know it's Tottenham. If you can't do it against them, we never will. But today, Chelsea looked up for this. But again, it seemed to me as though in that first half, it was about an allergy for one footballer to one thing. Jadon Sancho to shooting and keeping the ball in a Chelsea shirt. If we take a look at the numbers for Jadon Sancho, he gets a 6.6 rating on SofaScore. You can see predominantly hugging that left touchline. But the amount of times he found himself in this area here. You see this red mark near the box. And he lost possession 9 times during this game. Won 1 out of his 6 ground duels. And it was quite often Jadon Sancho that would be the guy in the position to actually be the one looking to get the shot away. And I will say this. The one chance he did have that he did get the shot away, it is an incredible save from Vicario. It's a world-class save from, I think, probably Tottenham's best player, to be fair. He gets a 7.5 rating on SofaScore, does Vicario. But when that save happens, I'm like, this is what we need to see from Sancho. When you get the ball in that area, in the box, just have a shot, mate. Have a pop. Half-time, the score is 0-0. For me personally, I'm looking at it thinking, well, I think we could probably bring Noni on right now for Sancho, send Neto over to the left wing, but Maresca sticks with it. I'm also thinking maybe you could take off Malo Gusto, who actually got man of the match, by the way, if you're looking at SofaScore, which maybe we won't because I've got a different man of the match to that, to be fair. And I don't actually think Malo Gusto was all that good. I think he looked a bit lightweight. But the start of that second half, Chelsea are back. Cole Palmer with the assist. Look, when Cole Palmer is ticking, you lot know it. We are ticking. We are rocking. We are rolling. Cole Palmer puts it in, and it is that man, Enzo Fernandez. During the international break, Enzo was brilliant for Argentina, and I made a video that you might have seen here on the channel where I said, what do Chelsea need to do to get that kind of Enzo Fernandez? And I said, we need to see players playing close to him. And in the first half, we didn't really see that. But if we take a look at the average positions here in the second half, much closer from Jackson, going forward for Chelsea to Enzo Fernandez. And Fernandez is the man arriving into the box, and it's a bullet header. There's nothing Vicario can do, and it is 1-0 to Chelsea. And this is where we start to see the game start to shift towards bullshit, okay? Because Moisés Caicedo, you remember that amazing goal he scored away at Tottenham Hotspur? When, in the end, we still won anyway, as we always do. It doesn't really matter. But Caicedo has scored a quite beautiful goal again against Tottenham Hotspur, and it has been chalked out for offside. And look, I've not had time yet because we were doing a live stream on GBFC for 3 hours. I record this within seconds of finishing that live stream. I've not seen all of the images yet. I've not seen the lines, but I don't really know what line we're looking at. For me, I think this could have been given as a goal. It was not given as a goal. And again, I'm just thinking, like, what is it that they are looking at when it comes to who's actually influencing the play in the box? Because Caicedo's certainly not offside, and he has rifled it into the middle of the goal on the right side, basically. It's a stunning strike. Should be 2-0 to Chelsea, but it isn't. And now is where we've got to talk about the real dog poo that is this game. Because Craig Pawson, Tottenham have scored, right? Mate Sarr has scored. Sanchez, calamity. He gets away with it, rightly so, for this one. But I don't understand. I can't fathom, right, how the referee has gone to the VAR, checked for the foul, seen that it's a foul, and then not sent Sarr off the field, who, by the way, should have been yellow carded for diving in the box just before this happened. And then he gets another yellow for that foul on Caicedo that could have easily snapped his leg in half. It is an absolutely disgusting tackle from Sarr. It's awful. And he ends up going off in the 64th minute because he's on that yellow. And even Ange Postecoglou knows that he's incredibly lucky to still be on the pitch. And look, I think Chelsea today, we should be talking about a significantly less nervy win against Tottenham. I think if they're playing half an hour or whatever it would have been with 10 men, then I think we destroy them. I really do. Because that second half, we just seem to have a bit of gusto about us. You know what I mean? Not mallow, but a bit of gusto. But anyway, you're here for this, aren't you? 6 things we learned. Make sure you smack that like. Make sure you're subscribed. And we move into box number 1, Moisés Caicedo. This man, is there anything he can't do? For me, he scores a quite legitimate, beautiful goal today. But all in all, his performance was just sensational. He's absolutely everywhere. If you look here at the heat map, 90% pass accuracy, 5 out of 5 long balls, 8 out of 9 ground duels won. The man is just absolutely superb. Every single thing that Moisés Caicedo does is done to perfection. I think he is such a brilliant footballer. And Chelsea, we are so lucky that we have got this man at our club. He was monstrous today for Chelsea here against Spurs. And look, I think with Lavia being injured, and obviously we've got to speak about that a little bit. We spoke about it in the preview. I think Chelsea are better when Lavia, Caicedo and Enzo are playing. But we don't necessarily need that to be the case because Caicedo can do everything. I thought he was brilliant. For me, he was man of the match. I use SofaScore because I try and use the same site whenever I'm doing analysis, and just to keep it the same all the way through. But for me, Caicedo was the man. We move into box number 2. Enzo Fernandez, Chelsea's match winner today. I thought he was absolutely brilliant out there on the field. And again, when we look here, you can see Caicedo predominantly on that left side, Enzo on the right side, which credit to Enzo Maresca, because I've said I think we need Enzo Fernandez where he's more comfortable with the ball at his feet when it comes to distribution. And we saw today in terms of the passing numbers from Enzo Fernandez, 91% accuracy, 1 out of 5 crosses not good, 1 out of 3 long balls, but it's the arriving in the box to score that goal that is massive. Chelsea today, we needed someone to show up and bring us that moment, and Enzo Fernandez absolutely did it. We move into box number 3. I've given a red to Jadon Sancho because, look, for me, it's very simple regarding Jadon Sancho. You've got 9 matches, now you've got 8 to audition yourself as to whether or not you stay at Chelsea. Not only that, but whether you go back to Man United because Chelsea pay a fine, or if you stay at Chelsea and we still sell you anyway, or you just stay here in general. What Jadon Sancho is doing out there on the pitch right now doesn't warrant starting for Chelsea Football Club. And that is Chelsea of history, Chelsea of now. Sancho isn't playing well enough. There were so many times today in that first half where Sancho's got the ball and we're seeing, and I'm calling it out on the live stream. I'm like, he's just going to jink it to the right and then it's going to get blocked, or he's going to lose possession. And that's the biggest thing. Jadon Sancho is getting the ball in good areas, but he's lost possession 9 times and only won 1 out of 6 duels. He doesn't have that physical prowess that I think you need in the Premier League. At least with Neto, right? He can beat his man. When was the last time we're seeing Sancho beat his man? And yes, he probably should have had a goal. It's a fabulous save from Vicario. Credit to the Spurs goalie there for sure. But again, like, he probably should have hit it at a better height that Vicario couldn't get. He's so close to the goal. Put it anywhere, mate. But other than that, like, just shoot, Jadon. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's almost as if he's allergic to actually pulling the trigger and having a shot. So he's a red box. But we move into box number 4, Trevoh Chalobah today. Now, this man, I am telling you now, is proper Chelsea. There's a little scuffle, I'm going to call it, just before half-time where Levi Colwill is pushed to the ground by Romero. He might go down a bit soft, but it doesn't matter. Because then, when the Tottenham players are coming over there, guess who's there to put himself in the way to make sure, nah, you know what? You ain't going near my teammate. You're not going to give it all of this in front of me. Trevoh Chalobah, ladies and gentlemen. This guy today I thought was absolutely brilliant. He does get a yellow card, but some of them long balls that we saw in the first half, he tries it again in the second half, but I don't think any of them came off. But 4 out of 7 was 1 from Trevoh Chalobah. But he was just absolutely brilliant. Some of those passes, fantastic. In the first minute of the game, where Chelsea hit the post, Nicholas Jackson is through. That is from Trevoh Chalobah getting the ball, and instead of doing the whole side thing, he just hoofs it forward, and it's a beautiful pass. And we don't score from it, but overall today, I think Trevoh Chalobah has had a fantastic match in a Chelsea shirt once again. Wesley Fofana injured. We're not here to talk about negatives because we just beat Tottenham. Ladies and gentlemen, box number 5. Cole Palmer is back on the assist. It wasn't a vintage Cole Palmer display. If you look here, he's actually got a 7.9 rating on SofaScore, but he's predominantly playing in these little half spaces here. He 47 touch of the ball, 83 accurate passes, 3 out of 4 long balls, 2 out of 5 crosses, and won the majority of his ground duels. He looks like he's fit again, which is huge news for Chelsea because look, when Cole Palmer is out there on the pitch, we can make something happen. And that's what he did today. Start of the second half. Spurs players are kind of just going through the motions a little bit. But he's like, nah, going to grab it by the scruff of the neck. And it's a beautiful cross. It's perfection. And Enzo Fernandez in that right place at the right time to score the only goal of the game. I'm telling you now, man, there is no better feeling than football being back. There is no better feeling than seeing Chelsea win. I'm not here today to talk about ownership. I'm not here to talk about, oh, Fofana and Lavia are injured again, because I'm here to talk about the VAR. That is the disgrace that I want to speak about today. Moisés Caicedo is a footballer that we should be cherishing, protecting at all costs because he's that good. And we have let a player in Pape Mate Sarr, who could have easily been arrested for what he did to Moisés Caicedo out there on the pitch, let alone breaking the rules by diving in the box and getting away with it. It's disgusting. And the goal that he scored today, look, I'm telling you now, in my book, Caicedo's got 2 goals against Tottenham, which is a reason to love and adore the bloke more than any other. Unfortunately, the history books will say he doesn't, but at least you've got the George Benson football channel to remind you of the injustice. But today, Chelsea get the job done. I don't really necessarily think there's too much credit to go to the manager here. I think we invited a lot of pressure on ourselves at the end. I think Sancho could have easily come off at half-time. Reece James, the captain, not playing. Like, why? Gusto gets man of the match. Maybe I need to shout him out for this one. He plays the full game. I just felt he was a bit lightweight, to be fair. I think he could have done a lot more. But it is what it is. Chelsea get the job done. I'm delighted. Subscribe if you're new. More GBFC link down below. Get in.